and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, you want to hit the subscribe button because this channel is full of tea, drama, and story times. And I'm a chick from Brooklyn. Everybody loves a chick from Brooklyn, and that's on period. I'ma just say this one time and one time only. This is a disclaimer. As you can tell, my voice is a little raspy. I sound a little bit like DMX. I sound a little bit like Remy Ma. But it's because a girl went out last night and I was screaming and hollering like a damn fool. And now I don't got no voice. I've been trying to drink tea and everything. But it's not working. My voice is still cracking and I gotta post this content for y'all. If you don't follow my Instagram, you would want to follow my Instagram because I post polls about which story times I should record first. And today I posted a poll asking which story time y'all want to hear first. If y'all want to hear the time I joined the gang or the time I snitched. And as y'all can see by the title, the video I chose to record first is the time I joined the gang. Now, my memory with this is kind of in and out. I want to say I joined this gang when I was 14 or 15 years old. I was in high school. The high school that I went to was in Brownsville. I mentioned this in one of my other videos when I talked about me fighting the bully. My high school was in Brownsville. If you're from Brooklyn or New York and you heard about Brownsville, you know Brownsville is the motherfucking hood. Brownsville is the ghetto, okay? My school was not a bad school and it was not even a popular school, to be honest. It was very small compared to a lot of the high schools in Brooklyn. I mean, when you hear high schools in Brooklyn, you think Erasmus, because that's mixy. You think Boys and Girls, because that's mixy. You think Sheepshead Bay, because that's mixy. My school that I went to was not mixy. It was a small ass school. So I was cool with a lot of the people that were blood. There were also some Crip people that used to hang out around my school, but a lot of the girls in my school was turning Crip. I don't know what that was about, and they used to hang out with outside of school with all the Crip boys, but I never really gravitated to Crips. I ain't gonna lie. I just felt like, I know this was me ignorant as fuck, but blood niggas, when I seen a guy that was blood or a boy that was in the Bloods gang in Brooklyn, they was more fly, you know, getting some money. And the Crip boys that was in Brooklyn, I don't know if it was for me, but to me, they was really not getting to nothing but throwing up C's. So I gravitated more towards the Bloods gang. So I would hang out with boys that was blood outside of my school or whatever. And then there was some other people that was hanging around my school and lived around my school that were mixy. And remember, I told you in my high school days, I was mixy. So one of the boys, we're gonna call him Elmo for the sake of the story. So little background on Elmo. Elmo, to be honest, he was not really a street dude. He was not a street dude at all, but he was mixy. I used to hang around with him because he was mixy, but he was not a street dude. Keep that in mind. Boy was not street. I never seen boy fight, none of that. We just knew him from being lit on Facebook. At the time, my friend, we're gonna call her TT. My friend TT started dating Elmo. Now, TT, she gets it on. She fights. And her family, they were all blood. Like, everybody in her family were all blood people. Like, her uncles, her father, her cousin. And Elmo was blood. So, now, me, TT, and Elmo always used to hang out at the school around my school. Now, this is where it gets complicated. I really don't know exactly at which point I decided that I wanted to turn blood. But I think that for a minute, I was jacking blood by association. And I say that because I was always hanging out with TT and Elmo would hang out with his people in his set. And I would hang out with them so much that I would follow them to the powwows. Well, I wouldn't be in the powwow, but I would go with them. And, you know, like, follow them around. So I was just feeling like I was blood by association. So here my stupid ass go. I would be on Facebook when I take pictures. So now, before you judge me, right? Before y'all judge me, everybody from New York or Brooklyn, I don't know if it's just Brooklyn, New York, everybody knows. Back in MySpace days, Facebook days, girls used to throw a blood or a Crip all the time in pictures and don't be affiliated. And I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna sound dumb and ignorant as hell. I hope I don't offend anyone because I know people really be in the streets and they die over stuff like that. But I really was throwing up bees in pictures because it looked cute. So I used to be hanging around with Elmo and TT. I used to be around all the blood guys. And when I used to take a picture, I didn't know what to do with my hands. I thought it was just cute to throw up blood. So push come to shove, fast forward, TT ends up turning blood under Elmo in his set. I don't know if he was she was under Elmo, or she could just join because that was his girl. I don't know how that worked, but she was blood. Now, one thing about TT, she could back up her blood. Like, feel me? She gets it on. If you need her to pop on somebody, she gonna pop on somebody. She gonna fix somebody. She gonna beat somebody up by herself. She could take down 2 girls, take down 3 girls, take down 4 girls, take down a nigga. So for her to join the gang was nothing, and she grew up around gang. She grew up around members of Bloods, like her family. Like with me, I really did not need to get involved in a gang at all. I did not need to join a gang. I had no reason. I didn't come from the hood. I didn't come from the streets. I mean, I live in East Flatbush, which is not considered a suburbs or nothing like that, but I didn't grow up in struggle or nothing like that, so I had no reason to join a gang. Like, you know, most people, they join gangs because they don't have self-love at home, or they don't have family. They want to feel like they have a family, or they need a way to express their anger. I didn't have none of that going on. I literally just joined the gang because I was around people that were in gangs, and I thought it was cool. Like, I'm sorry, I hope I don't offend anyone. Anyways, fast forward, TT, like I said, TT ended up joining the gang under her man, or however that worked. And one day, he got in a little spat with a female. And you know how guys in gangs go. If a female disrespect them, they're gonna get their female gang members to attack her. So that's kind of what happened. And like I said, I was around that day, so it was on some, yo, this girl disrespected me, what we about to do, I want y'all to, you know, I want y'all to fight her. So we pull up, push come to shove, TT fought for her man. We gonna just, y'all should know, put 2 and 2 together. But it was multiple women there, and it went from us jumping to it turned into a brawl. From that day forward, Elmo told me that he's jacking me. Like, when he said he's jacking me, that basically means, like, I'm gang now. Like, I'm his drop. In those days, that's what he said. He was just basically like, oh, yeah, you on timing. I'm jacking you. You part of the gang now. For me, like, you're blood now. Like, you're whatever. I'm not going to say the set, and I'm going to tell y'all why I'm not going to say the set and all that, because that's going to spin off down the line. Y'all going to see this. Like, going to come full circle. So, my stupid ass, I'm hyped. I was so hyped. I changed my name on Facebook to Robyn, and then the gang, like the gang name or whatever. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say the name, because I don't want nobody out there to see this and then attack me because I was, you know. So I was hyped. I really felt like I was that bitch. I was taking pictures with the flag. I think I still got a picture. If I still got this picture, I'm gonna insert it. It's mad cringe and embarrassing, but I was taking pictures, red flags. You couldn't tell me I wasn't blood. You could not tell me I wasn't blood. Like, gangster. I really thought I was really doing something. I really do feel like one of the reasons why I thought I should have joined the gang is because, like y'all saw my story time before when I said my friends attacked me, all of that was happening around the same time. So it was more like, once I seen how it was so easy for Elmo to call his girl and we all spin for him, I wanted that to happen for me, because I was always getting bullied and always had people like trying to fight me or threatening me. I wanted to be able to make one phone call and have people ride out for me. I ended up going to the meeting or whatever, the first meeting, the introduction. Oh yeah, so y'all keep in mind, from the one time that Elmo made that phone call and we pulled up and we had the brawl with the girls, I was in the gang. So I never got jumped in. Like, I never was jumped in, because you know in most gangs you have to fight either one person for a certain amount of time, or the whole set, or the whole gang. I never had to go through that. I wasn't blessed in, which I don't even know how that works. Basically, my homeboy Elmo made that phone call and I pulled up for him. I made myself available to, you know, do what I had to do, and he was jacking me from that point. So moving forward, I was going to the meetings. Now, the big homie, so I was technically Elmo's drop. The big homie that was over Elmo, when we went to the meeting, he was like some older guy, but he was an older guy with nothing going on. Now that I'm older, I can see it for what it was like. But he was an older guy. He didn't have nothing really going on. He was not getting us to no money, not introducing us to getting money. And I feel like for someone of that age, because he was around 33, 34, he should have been advising us to stay, especially young women, to stay out of the streets instead of trying to get involved in the streets. And some people say that they join gangs, and gangs teach you different things, not just how to be streets, not how to be street, but how to defend yourself and how to make money, whether it's legally or illegally, and how to make yourself better and build yourself up, and how to move up the rank by putting on for your gang. He was not giving us no type of advisory, and to be honest, it was no guidance in the whole set that I was in. There was no guidance, there was no order. Like, the big homie never put down his foot when stuff went left, when we was moving recklessly or moving hot or doing anything like that. He was not, I don't even know how he was a big homie. All the meetings we went to, or the powwows or whatever, were literally a waste of time between this little set. And now that I think about it, it's so dumb, because all of us were teens, like 15, 16, everybody in the set. And from us, we were all, majority of us was Elmo's Jacques, and above Elmo was this older guy that was like 36, and was nobody else under him that it was around his age, nobody that was his partner, and he was fresh home from jail. So like I told you guys before, most of the people that I used to hang out with that was in this gang hung out around my school. So every time I would get out of school, I would just be with them. Like, they would be in like the park area of my school. Also mentioned that I think I joined the gang so I can have that people to ride out for me, because I didn't really have that. I didn't really have any siblings that was around my age. Like, my siblings were older, and then I had my little brother who was like hella young. So I didn't have nobody around my age, or cousins or anything like that, that would ride out for me if I got into a situation. And I also didn't have a lot of friends. Like, I had a few friends, so, and the friends that I did have, they wasn't on shit. So really, I joined the gang so I could have, if I get into anything, I could have people pull up. So one time I was arguing in class with this Crip girl. We're gonna call her JJ. I'm arguing with JJ. I cannot remember for the life of me what the argument was about, but I just thought I was this big dirty gangster blood and nobody could step to me, especially no Crip girl. So I'm like, you know what, I got something for you. And I made that phone call. So I call up TT. I say, yo, this Crip girl in my school, she frontin', pull up. Like, and it was nothing for them to pull up, because they was hanging out around my school anyway. So now school ends. So I tried to fight JJ after school. She was not really trying to fight, but TT had pulled up. So TT, she was with it. Like, she's on go. Like, she's trained to go. Like, she don't like her time wasted. So if y'all supposed to fight, she gonna make sure it happen, it go down. I feel bad to this day about what happened, but we're gonna get there. I feel bad. JJ know I already apologized. So you know how it is after school when everybody know a fight about to happen. JJ was walking towards Bed-Stuy way. So we following her, and the whole school is following behind us. And I'm like, yo, you wanna fight? And JJ like, oh, I don't wanna fight. So mind you, JJ is with all the other Crip girls that that was in my school. Like, y'all all Crip, and it's just me and TT. So I'm like, why she don't want to fight? So she turns around or whatever, and TT just smacks her in her face, and she smacks her, and she's like, blood up. Yo, when I tell this story, it's so cringe, because it's so like, ew, we was not but she slaps JJ in her face and was like, blood up. So when we went back and told Elmo that, he was mad, and because, you know, he like, oh yeah, my drops putting in pain, so we moved up the rank. We moved up the rank for smacking this one girl. Like, this girl, right? We gonna call her Hallie. So Hallie started hanging around us, but Hallie was mixy. She was in that Facebook group that Elmo was in. So she was really mixy, not street. Once again, Hallie starts hanging around us, and she feels like she wants to join the gang because she's already around us, pretty much like how I was. She's already around us, so she's taking pictures like she in the gang and all that. So she gets to the point where she writes in, because we had a Facebook group chat, she writes in the group chat like, yo, I want to turn, feel me, I'm not gonna say the set, but she like, I want to turn So basically, I'm like, yo, if you want to turn you gotta fight. Telling her she gotta fight me to turn So keep in mind, Hallie is a big bitch. I ain't gonna lie. Hallie is like 6 feet. Feel me? But I'm so tough, this blood tough. Feel me? So I'm there like, yeah, they like, you gotta hit a blah blah. I'm not gonna say the numbers because I don't want y'all to figure out what set I'm talking about, and I'm gonna tell y'all why at the end. But basically they were saying that me and Hallie gotta fight for a number of minutes or seconds, and if she beat me up, then she's in the game. Now this sounds so dumb. I really don't know if this is exactly how this works in gangs, period, or this gang, or whatever the case may be, but I low-key did not want to fight her because, bro, she's mad big. And in my head, I'm like, I really did not have to fight TT to join, so why she gotta fight me? Or why she don't have to fight TT? Like, why I gotta be the one? But allegedly, since I was like the newest member or whatever, and TT is like Elmo's girl, it has to be me that she fought. So I'm like, cool. So I was like mentally preparing myself to fight Hallie. And it's so weird because you're fighting without intention. So I'm fighting her and I have no drive. You know, like when you fighting somebody that you got a problem with, you're angry. So that's gonna rev you up like, oh, I want to beat your ass. But it's like, I don't, like, me and Hallie was chilling with everybody every day. So it's like mad weird. Like for me to just fight you, it's like, you my homegirl. I feel like it's like two ways. I don't want to hurt you, but I can't let you beat me up either. So it was just mad awkward. Anyways, so I'm just amping myself, trying to figure out like how we gonna do this. And in my head, I just start telling myself like, yo, it's only so-and-so seconds. Like, it's only so-and-so seconds, then it's gonna be over. Whether she beat you up or not, you're still gonna be the gang. So it don't matter. And that's still your bro. Like, that's still homie. That's still your homegirl. So push come to shove. Push come to shove. Me and Hallie fought or whatever. I can't tell you who won. I don't know if I won or she won, but I knew Hallie was gang now. So now that was my blood sister now. So this is the crazy part about the whole me joining the gang, right? The whole time I was joining the gang, I learned the handshake. I learned what I gotta say. I was pulling up to meetings. I knew what to jack. Our set was pretty much non-existent. So I'm gonna get into that. Every time that we would pull up as a group or on a dolly, jacking we was blood from this specific set, niggas would tell us our shit is food. Like, it was some people that was telling us our set is some legit shit, but it's like on the West Coast and we on the East Coast. Like, there's no set like that on the East Coast, but only on the West Coast. And there was some people telling us that our shit was just like, nobody heard of it. It's like non-existent. Like, who's your big homie? Who is that? Who told him that this was real? So when it all boils down, this is how I got out of it again. Because I know when a lot of you guys watch the video, they like, I know when you guys started this video, y'all probably like, so what you mean when you was in the gang? How did you get out? I thought gangs were for life. Basically, I wasn't in a real set. The set I was in was basically made up. I don't want to say made up because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But the big homie that brought in Elmo and everybody that was under Elmo, that was his drops, he was just a guy that was blood from another set, but they dubbed him. Like, he was in another set, in a real legit blood set, and they dubbed him. So he tried to make his own set. But nobody was jacking the set because nobody was jacking him. So technically, my set did not exist. My initiation turning blood, it did not exist. I was not blood. I was food. Me and everybody I was with around in that set, they were all food, which I could have figured out because a lot of the boys in there was not putting in pain. They was all losers. Like I said, Elmo was not even a street dude. He was just a mixie weirdo. Everybody in the group, we were all just nerds. When you break it down, we was all just nerds, except for TT. But we were all just nerds, school kids that thought we was doing something. So we were all full. The set was full. We was never really blood. And I don't know what came of it. I think somebody had made a Facebook page or put it on blast and broke down why our set doesn't exist and put all the information out there that the big homie is like a guy that got dubbed from another set. He's a dub. He can't even make a new set if he wanted to because they don't jack him because he did some funny shit. I think it was something along the line of him snitching or something like that, but he was a dub. So that means Elmo was a dub, TT was a dub, I was a dub. And I started thinking about all the work I was putting in, all the shit I was doing, thinking that I was really putting pain in the streets because I was really this gang banging, all these pictures I was taking up. It's so cringe. All these pictures I was taking, throwing up the set, all the times I recited my shit, studied my shit, all the handshakes I did, it meant nothing because my set was full. Like, niggas was not jacking that shit. Niggas was not jacking that shit. I was not a Ruby. I was not, feel me? I was not a part of none of that. Like, it's cringe to look back and think about it. It's so cringe looking back at it. Like, damn, I was doing all of that, fighting my homegirl, all of that, slapping people in school, and it's like, well, who was I doing that for? Cause, but this is the story. Well, it's not really a story time, but this is the video about how I joined the gang or turned a gang. If you like this story and you would like to see other story times, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you ever been in a gang or almost joined a gang or consider joining a gang and why. To my channel, you want to hit that subscribe button because this channel is on the road to 20K, and from 20K it's up and it's stuck, and that's on period. Pooh. Later.